all jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind field. Hey, they said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. Look. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the like you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing. Ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fucking raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. And pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, that's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. Salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
You boy, you know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my nigga, yeah. I'm in you. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, yeah. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit I never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talk the shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, and shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Lashawan shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walk around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And a sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UBK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I stuck his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage. Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Lashawan shit, I'm bout it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walk around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck, bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. That's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck, bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK too solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR 223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spring. Boy, I bust your ass in a temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UBK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stuck his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick.
Shalom, shalom. We're here another Friday night Hebrew class at the headquarters of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Harlem, wherever it's always been. Under Commander General Yohana, we're bringing out this truth. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the chosen people of God. Now, you have a culture. Even though you think your culture has been robbed, your culture has been robbed. But it's here. We're here to bring it back to you. And this Hebrew class every Friday night is a crucial part of bringing back that culture. Don't listen to any of these clowns out there that tell you, let's be an Israelite, but we're not going to look into the Hebrew. We're not going to study the Hebrew. How does that sound? What type of sense does that make? How stupid do you have to be to follow somebody that calls himself an Israelite and doesn't want to look into the Hebrew? Silly. So, but that's why we have so much love and respect for the men above us, for Commander General Yohana, the generals and everybody that held on to this truth and didn't allow it to be perverted and turned into and Christianized and homosexualized and everything else, which is what, some of these guys out here trying their best to do. But it can't be done because the ISUPK is always going to be here. Now, with that said, we've been diving in lately. So anybody that's out there that that's a little bit new to this, if you're not familiar with the alphabet yet, this is where you take a minute and you get caught up. If you're live here, let us know. We'll get you an official UPK alphabet sheet with the so-called modern, which is the Assyrian script, and the ancient script. And don't be intimidated. Take it, marinate with it, write it over and over, say it, sound it out loud, and you'll have it backwards and forwards before you even realize it. So if you need to, take your time, get caught up on that, because we're going to dive in, and we are going to be in Genesis again. We've been bouncing around a little bit, but there's always been a theme where we examine scriptures that have some connection to the Sabbath service. Because the key to learning any language is repetition, what they call spaced repetition in particular, where you go over some things, you learn some things, you go off, do something else, and then you come back to the same things, and you hear those same words again, you see the same words, you write the same words, and that's how it starts to drill in and sink in. So to be here on Friday night and learn some of this Hebrew, and to come sit here on Saturday morning in the Sabbath service and read from the Tanakh and read the Hebrew again, if we're going over a lot of the same things, it's going to sink in a lot better. So we're going to get started by having the brother, the trooper here, begin to write the 32nd chapter of Genesis on the board in the Hebrew. And then we're going to talk about it as we go. So whenever you're ready.
On time. Genesis chapter 32, verse 1.
Yes. Actually, did I say 32? I meant 34. In Genesis chapter 34, there's a lot going on. And so we're going to talk about this as we go. In chapter 33, and a lot of the chapters that we've been around, we've been following Jacob and his children who are now growing up, and Jacob's journeys through the land. He reunited with Esau last week, and they talked it out, and they went their separate ways, right? So now here we are in Genesis the 34th chapter, and in verse 1, we're going to see as the brother writes it in the English. It says, "And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land." So she was going out amongst the other people in this land to go and hang out with the daughters of the land. And what we're going to learn here, this is a life lesson. Because heathens are heathens, and they're perverted, and their fathers are perverted, their uncles. You don't want to be, recklessly hang around. You can be cordial with them at your job or whatever you got to do. You can be cordial. You can say hi. You can talk around the water cooler and what have you. But don't send your daughter to hang out with them, with their daughters, because you never know what's going to happen. You know what they had today? Going viral on Twitter just today. From a high school in Oklahoma, they had a clip going viral in the high school gym. They had some type of fundraiser, and the kids were down on all fours, sucking on the parents' toes. There's a video of that in a high school in Oklahoma going viral right now. That's what happens, huh? Yeah, of course, they all Edomites. Everybody in the video is Edomites, because that's what happens when you send your kid to an Edomite school. Who knows what they're doing? Who knows what type of perversions they're coming up with? Who knows what they're imagining? How do you even conceive in your mind to say, let's have a fun game. Let's have all the high school kids get on their knees and let's take off our shoes and socks and have them start sucking on people's toes? What type of freaks do people have to be to even think of some stuff like that? So that's why you got to be careful who you be around. You can be cordial with people, but I wouldn't let them watch my kids. I wouldn't send my kids for a sleepover. Don't ever send your kids for a sleepover at their little white friend's house. God forbid. You'll be lucky if they come back alive. And so I said all that to say that we're back here in verse 1, and we're going to take a look. And we're going to take a look at what's going on here in verse 1. Yeah, dude. This is all of verse 1 right here? No, not quite. We'll start. 3 more words. And so what we have up here, you see. Yeah, you see. And so we're starting out the verse. Wathataza'ah, which we know. What do we know when we see a Y at the beginning of a word? And. This is and. This letter represents and. Thataza'ah is went out. That's Dinah. Dinah's name in the Hebrew. Bathla'ah, just saying the daughter, which is Bath of Leah. Ashar, you remember what Ashar means? So, do we remember what Ashar means in this context? This is which, or in this case, because we talk about people, would be who? Yaladah. Do we recognize anything in this word? Yaladah. This is a very common word that we've been seeing a lot lately. This is based on the word for beget. So this is about to say that Leah had born this daughter, La to Jacob. We know that when we see a La at the beginning of the word, that's two. And La. Again, we know when we see that La. Remember, when we're coming across words that we may not be familiar with yet, we're trying to break them down to the root word. Because everything in Hebrew is built around root words. We have prepositions at the beginning of the word. The La might be to, the Ha is the Ba is in, etc. We'll have a possessive often at the end of a word. For example, see if I see an example. We'll come across an example. We'll have a letter at the end of the word to signify possessive. We may have letters in the middle of the word to signify tenses, but in general, we're going to be able to break apart the word down into its components and at least be able to use context to start to fill in the words that we may not be familiar with yet. So right here, we have this word ra'ah. Ra'ah is to see. The verb to see. The la here is to, meaning it's directed at somebody. So la ra'waf, meaning Dinah went out to see Ba Bunawaf, which we already know this is a variation on Ba. So the daughters. Ha-aratazah. Remember what aratazah is?
The earth.
The earth, or in this case, the land. The is, the ha at the beginning is the, and aratazah is earth or land. So Dinah, the daughter of Leah, Wa-Zataza'ah went out, Dinah, Bath-La'ah, Ashar, Yaladah, La-Yaikwab, La-Rawath, La-Bunawath, Ha-Ratazah, and went out, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, who she bare to Jacob, to see the daughters of the land. This is a good verse. This is a good mixture of words that we should be familiar with because we've been coming across them a lot lately, and some new words like ra'ah. I don't think we've seen too much of this word yet. Ra'ah is to see. And so let's keep flying. Let's see if we can get verse 2 up under her. Yeah, let's see if we can get verse 2 up under.
Can I erase it? I think we'll need more space.
Yeah, go ahead. So now in verse 2, so Leah had gone out to see the daughters of the land, and when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And so this is what happened to Jacob's daughter. Now, what is a Hivite? Let's find out what a Hivite is. You know off the top of your head where a Hivite comes from, sir?
What verse you in?
They're Canaanites. We're in verse 2, in Genesis 34:2. These are descendants of Canaan, the son of Ham. And so we knew at this point we already had enough distinctions to know that we were to stay far away from any type of marriages with these people. So some Hamite, there was a video going viral this week of did you see this? The Africans eating?
Monkey?
No. It was a bunch of Africans around the table eating. But the way they were eating, like the food, the way that their food is, they was eating with their hands and all sharing the same thing.
Right.
And
I've seen that before.
Clowning it. Yeah. So everybody was looking at it like, this is Africa. This is not us.
Right.
This is not how we get down. This is not how we eat. We got two different spirits. Every time you see some type of controversy that compares how we live to how they live, it's two different spirits. It's no wonder the Lord separated us out, because there's no similarities into how we vibe and how we live. And so they knew at this time, these are some Hamites, man. These are some guys who'll go down to the river and bend over and take a dookie in the river and then go wash themselves in the same river. We don't marry with these guys. And they knew this back then. So when this Hamite and you know what? Matter of fact, in verse 3, we're gonna find out he sounds just like a Hamite. Because in verse 3 it says, and his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So right after he raped Jacob's daughter, he gonna turn around and say, I love you, and start speaking smooth words like now they together. Because he violated her, now he really thinks she gonna love him and that's gonna be his woman. Well, let's examine this in the Hebrew. Let's see where we at. Let's break this down from the start. Wayarah, do we recognize this word? We just saw it, we just talked about it. Ra'ah is to see. And so, just like when we see a lot of verses will start off with Waya Amar, Waya the bar, that Waya is and he. And he saw. And so now we're talking about this Hamite, and he saw Athah Shechem, Bun Hamawar, Hachoyah, Nasha'ah, Ha'aratazah. So this would be the Shechem, the guy's name. This would be her. Bun Hamawar. Of course, we know Bun is son of Hivite. This Achoyah is Hivite. Nasha'ah, do we recognize that word?
Can't do two things at once.
It's all right. You too. Ha'aratazah, which of course is the land. So again, Wayara'ah, Athah, Shechem, Bun Hamawar, Achoyah, Nasha'ah, Ha'aratazah. And he saw her, and the he is referring to Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince Nasha'ah, Ha'aratazah of the land. Wayaqua, this is a common word. Do we recognize this word here? Took. So the waya is what? And he. And he took Atha, her, as we go, as I'm going along, if anybody recognizes these words, you can fill them in, raise your hand and jump in. I want to see what we're picking up. Waya Shakab. We know what Waya Shakab is. Shakab in the Hebrew, Shakab is to lie down. This is literal.
Oh, Salaki.
Go ahead.
From what precept in the scripture?
Salaki. This is Genesis 34:2. So hopefully we're getting accustomed to the name of Genesis in the Hebrew by now. Barashaf, which means in the beginning. Genesis Barashaf 34 verse 2. And so this word shakab means to lie down. It means in the Hebrew in the literal sense and in the figurative sense, just like we use it in English. They knew how to euphemize things. All right, we didn't have to be explicit to convey the message. If a man and a woman lie down, they're gonna have sex. We understand that, right? So Waya Shakab means and he lay with her, Atha being her. Waya Shakab Atha, Waya Aina. Now this is another key word right here. Waya Aina is and he, and in the literal in the Hebrew, this is to humble or to afflict. And we understand clearly if you say that somebody came and humbled my daughter, some nasty stinking Hamite came and humbled my daughter, you know exactly what's going on. You don't need no explicit details. That's the whole verse. So this word aina, this is to humble, to afflict, to violate. You're doing something to somebody that you wasn't supposed to do, that they don't want, that they don't like. There's nothing ambiguous about this word here. Aina. So shakab is to lie down. That's a consensual thing, but it's not. It doesn't mean consent because it's being used here. It just means the literal act of sex. A man and woman's lying down. That's shakab. Aina tells you that it was not consensual. Aina says that he humbled, that he violated, that he afflicted her. So we're gonna let this sink in. I want to build a little bit of some vocabulary words here. Make sure that we're picking all these up. Let's see, what do we have that's new so far? Ra'ah. Aina. Shakab. All right. And so there's verse 2. Wayra tha shakum ban chamawath hakoya nasha harataza. And he saw her, Shechem, the son of Hamor, who saw her, This is the Hivite prince Nasha'a Haratazah of the land. Nasha'a Haratazah, prince of the land. Wa'equatha, and he took her. Wa'equatha, and he took her. Wa'eshakabatha, to lie down with her. Wa'ya'ina, and he violated, afflicted, humbled. Let's keep going with verse 3. Leave those in the corner. We're going to build on those. We're going to add to those and then come back at the end. So now we're up to verse 3. And now and after verse 3, we're going to start jumping around a little bit. But in verse 3, as we just read, this guy is now falling in love with her, and apparently thinks that after he committed this heinous, violent act, that she's now gonna like him. He's now talking sweet to her, like this is how I guess this is how Hamites kick it to their women. I don't know how they get down, but that's not how we get down. Right. And you're going to see as we go on into this that there was some payback waiting for them. There might not be no Hivites by the end of this chapter. And so in verse 3, as we read a minute ago, it said, and his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So we're going to see a few common words as we go through this verse. So I want y'all to take note of napash, which is a word we're going to see very often. That's the word for soul. The bak is going to be the word for cleave. That'll be a new word, but it's going to come up a few dozen times throughout the scriptures. We know bath by now. We know ahav, but we're going to add that to the list. And I want y'all to take note of this list. These are all 3-letter words. Because most root words in Hebrew are going to be 2 or 3 letters. And we're going to build on to those words. But when we break them down to the root word, it gets much less intimidating. And when you start to build up a vocabulary of these root words, you can recognize them in these bigger words. So what do we see right here? Napashwa. Napashwa would be what? Soul. His soul, right? So that Y at the end would be the possessive to signify his, and the pash is soul. And we just said that the bak right here is cleave. You know that Y at the beginning is in. So this ba is in, but it's a more flexible in than what we use in English. So here it's saying, and his soul clave to Diana or Dinah. And it uses that that ba for in instead of the la, which we would normally use for two. So the twos and the ins in Hebrew is a little bit different from the twos and the ins in English. Got to get used to the way that it's being used. So Badayana, Bath Yaquab, with Bath Yaquab, of course, that's the daughter of Jacob. Waya Ahab. Can we break that down? We recognize anything in Waya Ahab? And
Love.
Love. And he loved. Waya Ahab. And he loved her. And Hana'ir is the maiden or the young woman. Hana'ir. And since we know that there's another word for young woman of marriageable age, it just may be that she wasn't even of marriageable age. Would that be a valid thing to say here?
I'll look into that. I'll confirm it.
Come.
We got to see where it applies in other verses and to whom.
So we're gonna look into that because it just might be that this creepy Hamite was doing all these things to a little girl, on top of all the things that's already wrong with this scenario. Why the bar? We know this because this is the beginning of many, many verses in the scriptures, right? Why the bar is, and he spoke, or and he said. Why and that Yah signifies he, and he spoke. I'll lab hana'ir. He spoke. So lab, of course, there's another word that we should know by now. Lab is heart. So when he's saying he spoke to the heart of Hana'ir, the same word, right? The young woman, the maiden. He spoke to her heart is the literal what's going on here. And so that's all of verse 3. You want to read that from the top?
Watha Dabakwa.
Right? Watha and cleaved. Go on.
Napashawa.
Napashwa, which is his soul. That Napash is soul. That should be one of the words that you know right off the bat. We're going to see that a whole lot. Napashwa is his soul. Continue.
Bad Yana.
Bad Dayana. Ba meaning two in this case would be a more accurate English. Ba Dayana, or Dinah's name in the Hebrew.
Bath Yaquab.
Bath Yaquab, which is daughter of Jacob. Continue.
Wayahab.
Wayahab. Wayahab. We keep seeing that way of structuring the word. Waya the bar right here. Wayahab, and he loved. Hab is love. Wayahab. Continue. Go ahead.
So like, can I get some time just to write it? Because I can't.
The what?
Can I get some time to write it? Because I
Oh, yeah. Do your thing. Let me know if you need more time before we erase it. Do your thing.
Af, Anair, Waya Dabar.
Af Anair Waya Dabar. So, Wayahav, and he loved Af Anair. That Af is the thing that there's no English equivalent, but this connects the verb to its subject. So, Wayahav Af Anair, and he loved the maiden. Wayahav Af Anair, and he loved the maiden. Wayadabar, and he spoke. And this is something that we're going to see at the beginning of many, many verses, especially as we get into Leviticus, as we get into Exodus. There's so many verses start off with the Most High speaking to Moses and speaking to the children of Israel through Moses. Continue.
Khan, Ayal, Lab, Anair.
Wayadabar al-Lab Hana'ir, and he spoke to the heart of the maiden. He was speaking sweet words to this woman that he just violated. He all of a sudden is now in love with her and speaking sweet words, thinking that he just took himself a wife by violating her. That's what some of you weirdos out there think like, man. That's real talk. And we're going to find out what happens to people who think like this in a few verses. But this will be verse 3, and we're building our vocabulary on the side. We're going to come back to this later. Let me know if you... And after this, we're going to jump down to... So in verse 4, this guy Shechem is speaking to his father, saying, "Get me this damsel to wife." So now he's in love with her. Now he wants to make it official. He wants to have, to exchange dowries. He's thinking that he really found a way to do this, and it's just going to work out. It's to try and get inside the mind of people who commit these types of violations. You can't even rationalize it. You can't even figure it out. But here we go, verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And so we're going to see what Jacob and them got for him in a minute. We're going to take a couple of these. A couple of phrases from this. Because we gotta learn some of these words. So Jacob heard Wayaquab Shemai. We should know the word Shemai, which is to hear. It'll often be a very polite way of saying stop talking. Shema, here. And then at the end of this verse, Hara, it's like a harash, is to hold your peace or to stop speaking. Harash is to hold your peace. You too wild on this scripture? So then in verse 6, and Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. In verse 7, and the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing not ought to be done. So they all heard this. Can you imagine what you feel? I mean, I didn't grow up with any siblings, right? I have siblings. I've yet to meet them. I didn't grow up with my siblings. I can't imagine coming out from the field and hearing that your sister was violated by somebody. They they rightly wanted to take this dude's head off. Go ahead.
Right, but wait, that they heard who they?
This is talking about all the sons of Jacob. Because they're grown at this point. All the forefathers of the 12 tribes.
Specifically, Simeon and Levi in 34.
And we're going to get to that at the end, because Simeon and Levi, they're going to team up, because they've always been brothers right next to each other. The progenitor of the so-called Haitians and the so-called Dominicans were excellent teammates. And they're going to team up at the end of this chapter and deliver some Simeonite Levite justice.
Damn right.
Damn right. And we about to find out. So let's erase this and hop down to verse 14. And so, as the brother writes 14, we're going to catch up with him. In verse 8, Hamor pulls up and says, and Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make you marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And so at this point, this guy wanted to get Dinah for his son, and he was willing to make a whole peace arrangement with Jacob, saying, look, we can rock it out in this land together. We can all marry each other. But Jacob knew that's not how we was going to get down. He knew that we were separate. The Lord made him separate, made his father separate, and gave him a lineage that he was told was going to be separate. And so Jacob's looking at this Hamite king talking about his son that just violated his daughter, but he's holding it down because, sometimes you gotta set the stage. And so in verse 11, and Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, this is now referring to Dinah's father, Jacob, and to her brethren, meaning the sons of Jacob, let me find grace in your eyes, and what you shall say unto me, I will give. And I can imagine the type of arrogance that it takes to have violated a man's daughter and these 12 men's brother or sisters, and then come and say, let me find grace in your eyes, and whatever you want, I'll give it to you. That takes a lot. That's man, listen. Verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. And so at this point, they look at him like, you think you could give a price for our sister?
Right.
You think you could give us something? Look, you realize what you just did, but they're holding it down. They're saying, all right, verse 13, and the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, so they're plotting now. Verse 14, and they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. And that's where we're at now. So, Amarawa, do we recognize this word? This is another of the most common beginnings of a verse in the Hebrew. Amar is, and he said. Amarawa is, and they said to them. Aliyahum. Oh, go ahead. So this word here, nawakal, we're going to focus in on for a second. This is to be able to. So the la'ah, of course, negates it. Like when we say la'ah, meaning no, this negates the word. So la'ah, nawakal. We cannot, we will not be able to. But Aishawat, do we recognize the root word in this word, Aishawat? If we break this down, the root word is
To do.
Aisha, which is to do. Hadabar, the thing.
It's like a, it's not, no, wait, no, what car? Car? Is it,
This here,
okay, this says to be or,
this is to be able to, no call.
oh.
So this is like, yeah, that's a word for being able to do a thing. So when we have the la'ah, now a call is saying they're not going to be able, we can't do this. We cannot do this. La'ah, now a call. We will not be able to, in this case, give their sister to this Hamite.
Oh, so like it, if I make this, that might look like a W from like Hebrew.
Which part?
Instead of a B, to be able.
Yeah, my handwriting. Okay.
Okay.
All right, want to read that from the top?
Wayamarwa, Al-Yaham, La'ah, Nawakal, La'ishawath, Hadabar, Hazah, La'athatah, Af, Akathnawa, La'yash, Ashar, Lawah, Irabah, Kaya,
Say that again.
Irolah, Kaya, Harapah, Hawa'ah, Lanawah.
Excellent. Again from the top, and we'll break it down as we go.
Okay.
25 minutes, all right?
Council.
Figure it out, 55.
Waya Amarwa,
Way a marvel, which is, and said to them, remember, Amar is to say. If you remember that, you'll be able to break down a lot of more complex looking words. Go ahead.
Al-Yaham.
Aliyahum, to them. Keep going.
Sir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I've been noticing that whenever the Ya comes into, whatever the word that precedes it, instead of saying the A sound, it just cuts off. So it should just be Al and not Allah. Is that correct?
Right.
And then for this here, this is wa in this case though. I mean wa ya in this case.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would like generalize it to say whenever it's before the ya, but I mean a lot of times you can think of it as a rule. If it helps you remember, that works.
It seems like it just like shortens it.
Yeah, just
Whatever
remember
ya
there's always
is.
exceptions to every rule. But yeah, you can think of it that way.
Okay. Water. So al yaham la now a call.
So the our call is we will not be able to. Keep going.
La aishawath adabar haza'ah.
Do this thing. La aishawath hadabar. Hazah is this. Keep going.
Khan. Lathatha.
This lathath is give. This is based on, even though you can kind of barely recognize it, it's based on nathun, which is to give, which is the root word for to give. Keep going.
Sorry, can you repeat this? It's lathath.
Lathath.
That's how I say it.
Yeah.
Lathath. There's no K at the end of the second one. Akathanwa.
So remember what the na and the wa at the end is for, right?
Nawa, our.
Our. So they're saying our sister. We will not be able to do this thing to give l'thaf af achathnwa, our sister. Go ahead.
Yash.
Yash, you know what this word is. So what is the la?
2.
What is ayash? Ayash is man. So we'll not be able to l'thaf achathnwa la'yash, to give our sister to a man. Ashar is what?
Who?
Who? Keep going.
Lawa.
Lawa. Keep going.
Irala.
Irala. This is the Hebrew word for foreskin. They're saying we will not be able to give our sister to a man who has a foreskin, who is not circumcised. Keep going.
Kaya.
Kaya is what? You should know this by now, right?
4.
4. 4. Keep going.
Karapa. Hawa'a. Lanawa.
Karpa hawa'a lanwa. Karpa is reproach. And remember, some of these words we're not going to see too much. So what we're really trying to focus on is the words that we are going to see often and the structure of the words where we're breaking down and identifying prepositions, possessives, tenses, and things of that nature. Reproach, how many times are we going to see? Let me see how many times this even comes up in the scriptures. This word is going to come up about 30 times. You know, it'll come up, because this is a heavy word with a lot of meaning to it, but we want to focus on the more common words that we have here. So that'll be verse 14. And let's see, we're going to keep rocking. You getting up? You want to write the next verse?
Huh? So
You want to write the next verse?
I don't want to say no, but I got my hand on. I had this.
It's
Can't
all
write at this moment.
It's all good. It's all good. We're going to keep going. Let's erase this. And we're stacking up our vocabulary list on the side. This we're going to come back to at the end and see if we remember all these words. Space Repetition is the key to learning any language. You have to test yourself. You have to quiz yourself. You have to plumb the depths of your mind to see what's sunk in there. If you are to take back your language. So after this, verse 15, but in this will we consent unto you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. And you are going to write verse 25. As he writes verse 25 in Hebrew, we're going to catch up to him in English. Verse 16, then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. So now, Jacob and his sons, they're running some game on it. They're saying, look, hey, you just do this. Just, we can't give it to you because you're not circumcised. But if y'all all get circumcised, then, we can have this little arrangement. It'll work. It'll be great, right? Verse 16, then when we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. Which, of course, is the opposite of what the Lord meant for us. The Lord meant for us never to become one people with the type of people who commit these vile acts. These acts of violation are not in our culture. To do something, to go and force a woman and violate her, and then think that you're going to fall in love with her. That's how you express that you're in love with a woman. This doesn't exist in our culture. And anytime something did happen, it was to be eradicated. That's why we have the death penalty for everything. Because you make sure that it does not continue by stopping it right in its tracks. And that's why, of course, in America, especially in white America, there's nothing but rampant pedophilia, rampant sexual assault, rampant child abuse, rampant sex trafficking, rampant prostitution, rampant pornography and prostitution. It's because they don't stamp these things out. Most of it's never even reported because these poor women and these poor girls know that nothing's going to happen if they do say it, because there's such a long history of nothing happening when they did say it. That's the opposite of our culture, and that's why the Lord told us to stay far away from these heathens and these other peoples, because they allow things like this to take place, to take root, and to be rewarded and to flourish. And America is built on rewarding degeneracy. And so, here we are in verse 17, but if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter and we will be gone. So they're basically putting it to him like, hey, it'll be great. Y'all all get circumcised. We'll do this. We'll rock it out. We'll be wonderful. Everything will be great. But if you don't, we're just going to have to take this girl that you're in love with. We're just going to have to take her and leave. And so verse 18, and their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And so they're like, all right, we'll do that. That's good. Verse 19, and the young man deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable in all the house of his father. And so this is a reminder that when you you can take a lesson from this dirty Hamite. If you're so caught up in your emotions over a woman, you'll put yourself right in harm's way. You'll just willingly do it. You'll say, what? That's all you want me to do? And I'll get hurt? Sure. And we're going to see what happens as a result of that. Verse 20, and Hamor and Shechem his son came into the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable with us. Therefore, let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people. If every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. And you know what? All these smooth, peaceable words, guess what? That's what America's trying to sell you. Hey, just compromise a little. I know we violated your daughter, but now it's all good. You can have one of our daughters, and we're going to have some of y'all, and we'll be one people. It'll be a melting pot. That's what they're trying to sell you in America. But the Lord said never to be one people, never to even take on any of the customs of these heathens. So, verse 23, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. So they give you a little something. They'll get circumcised. They'll make circumcision a part of their culture. And now they got you in there. That's the idea. But now we're at verse 24. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city. And every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And here we are in verse 25. They fell for it. These idiots went for the ovido. They all got circumcised all at once. Now I don't know if you've heard this, right? But obviously in our culture, in the law, you get circumcised in the first few days of your life when you're not going to feel it, nothing, right? On the eighth day. And if you do that when you grow up, I don't know if you've heard this, but supposedly it's a very, very painful procedure. All of the men in their city did it all at once. Ouch, exactly. And so here we are in verse 25. Let's break it down from about, let's see, where are we at? Okay, beautiful. We're on the last word. Okay, now let's take this from the top. Read it, and I'm going to break it down as you read it.
Oh, God. Wayahaya.
So haya is to be, right? So wayahaya is, and it came to pass, meaning, and it was. Haya is to be, wayahaya, and it was. Keep going.
Wayawam.
We know what this is, right?
Day.
Day, in the day. Ba, in, yawam. Go ahead. Oh, what?
Ashalash. Yeah.
Hashalasha, which is based on this word shalash, which is the word 3. Hashalasha is
Step to the side, Aisha, so you can see what you're doing.
Is the 3rd. Keep going.
Wahaya. Watham.
By Yahweh. All of this is an excellent example of what we were talking about earlier. If you build up a vocabulary of these root words, you'll be able to break down big words that you don't recognize at all. So this whole word here is based on this same root word right here, hayah, which is to be. And so this whole thing is when they were. Keep going.
Kabayam.
Ka'av. Ka'av is another word we're going to take. Matter of fact, we don't have to worry too much about this word. This is only comes up about 6 times in the scriptures. This is an unusual word, but maybe they use this word because they were in such unusual pain. Because that's the word here for pain. Keep going.
Waya. Kwakwa.
What do we recognize here?
And took.
Took. Anytime you see that quack in the middle, we're going to go back. This is one of our vocabulary words right here. La quack, which is to take. Keep going.
Shanya.
Shenya, which is 2. Keep going.
Banya.
What is Bunya?
Son.
Sons, 2 of the sons. Keep going.
Yaquab.
Which of course is Jacob's name in the Hebrew. Keep going.
Shemayawan.
Shemaiwan. Who is Shemaiwan? Shemaiwan. This is Simeon, the forefather of the so-called Dominicans. Keep going.
Walawayah.
Lawyer. Who is this? The forefather of the so-called Haitians. This is Levi. Lawyer and Levi. Because all the way back to Genesis, it's been Shemaiwan, Lawyer. Simeon and Levi side by side, rocking it out, doing what needed to be done. Keep going. Akia. What is this?
Brothers.
Brothers. Because the so-called Haitians and the so-called Dominicans are Akia, brothers.
That's right.
Keep going.
Diana.
Dinah. Now we're back to the focus of all of this. Poor Dinah who got violated by some Hamite. Keep going.
Ayash.
What is Ayash?
Each.
Okay, we'll go with that. Ayash is man. Keep going.
Karabwa.
Karabwa. Do we recognize this word karab?
Sword.
Sword. This is excellent. I've talked about the benefits of remembering brothers' names when you learn a brother's name, because there are brothers that'll have karab in their name. So now we're talking about sword. Keep going.
Wayabawa.
And of course, not just sword, but karabwa, his sword. They each took his sword. Wayabawa, what's that mean?
And came.
It came because ba'a is come. So Wayaba'awa is, and he came, keep going. Isle, which is upon. Go on.
Ha'ayar.
Ha'ayar is
City.
the. Slack
The city.
the city. Ha'ayar. Keep going.
Batak.
Batak is boldly. This is not a word that we've seen much yet. Continue.
Wayaharagwa.
Wayaharagwa. This is the beauty of this entire chapter. They came upon the city boldly. Where are we at? Wayaba'awa al ha'ayr Batak. They came upon the city boldly. Wayaba'awa al ha'ayr Batak. Wayaharagwa. And slew. Continue.
Call.
We're going to add another vocabulary word. Harag. Call. What is call? All. Harag waya harag wa call.
Zakar.
Zakar, which we usually see when it means remember, but can also mean males. So Ace waya haragwa call Zakar. They slew all the males while they were in pain from their circumcision on the 3rd day after they had this procedure done. Shemaiwan, Waloya, Akia, the brothers. Wayabawa, Al Ha'ayar, Batak. They came Al Ha'ir upon the city, Batak, boldly, Wayaharagua, and slew, calls the car, all the males. And that's what happens when you put your dirty Hamite hands on the wrong one.
So how do you pronounce this again? Levi, Wala, Waya.
So the Y is and here, because it's Simeon and Levi. So it would be lawyer.
Law. Where do you get the W? That's
Y. Law.
Law.
You would connect these. So lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yeah, like if we were to write in the ancient with the connectors, it would be law. Yeah.
Law. Yeah. You want to say Lawaya?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, it's like, it has the ya at the end, so I'm wondering it drops off the A again, so.
Yeah.
Wa, law, yeah, so the A gets cut off because of the ya again.
Yeah, let it let it flow. Feel it. It's a language. Let it flow naturally. Let that Shemai one Waloya flow. Shemai one Waloya Akhir. These brothers, Waiharagua. Oh, that's such a beautiful word. I'm gonna leave that right here at the top of our vocabulary words. Hara. Waiharagua calls a car. All of the males. And that is the moral of the story. Keep your stinking Hamite hands to yourself.
Damn right.
Now, let's erase this verse and we're going to go over the vocabulary words as we close out. All right. Let's go backwards and see what we remember. Anybody raise your hand as we go from top to bottom. Harad. What is Harad? Kill. Slay. Karash. Do we remember Karash? Anybody? I will come back to it. Do we remember Shema? Sahir. Can also be a command, like here, listen. Lab is what? Heart. Heart. Your lab is your heart. Ahab is what? Closely related. Ahab is the word for love. Ra'ah. You remember this word?
That head?
No, that is good though. But no, this is Ra'ah.
Oh, Raha.
Come back to that. Aina. You remember this? Shakab. You remember Shakab? Laquaq. Laquaq. We were recognizing this a few times. We saw variations of this. We'll usually see it in the middle of the word with the la dropped off. Laquaq. Okay, so what's up?
Can't remember that far.
That's all good. So here's the assignment for today. Take a picture of this and fill in the blanks. Because spaced repetition and forcing yourself to either remember something or go look it up is how you learn. And of course, everybody should have on your phone, you should have an interlinear app that will show you the Hebrew along with the English. You should have a Hebrew keyboard that will allow you to type up words and search for words. You should put your Strong's Concordance to use and look up these words. And that's how you're going to learn. And that's how we're going to keep learning and keep growing and keep taking back our culture and keep reading about what the Lord did to our enemies. And with that, we'll pass the class over to Priest Officer 5,000 Yatazar.
Clap it up for the class. That's right. Son of Christ. We are the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. ISUPK security announcement. Started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, the Passover in Durham, North Carolina on April 20th. Make sure you pay your Passover fee. Go to isupk.com and do just that. Get your garment, heat up. Officer Hazahab, hit me up. Captain Yagawa. Get yourself together, man. It's going to be the biggest black party on the planet Earth, where Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to gather together to celebrate when the Most High did what Simeon and Levi did to the entire Egyptian firstborn. All right, let's keep on going. If any brother or sister wants to be if any brother want to be a soldier in the school, start wearing all blacks, boots, shirt, pin, headband, scarf. If you want to be a trooper in the school, and any sisters who want to be part of the ISUPK, you could contact your camp leader in your nearest school. Go to isupk.com so you can get that information. With that, man, a visual like Majam, which you understand. Man, a visual, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Man, a visual like Majam Shabbat, like Majam, Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakadam. To the sisters, Yahweh Shema Alatam Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Yajma Matak, dismiss.
I didn't realize it was 9, I thought it was 9:30.